the Igbo culture, the art of conversation is regarded very highly, and proverbs are the palm oil with which words are eaten. With a quote from Chinua Achebe, things fall apart. I welcome you to another episode of the Beauties in our land with Ebenezer Toba Ilori, the guide. On this show, we talk about our country, Nigeria, our uniqueness, our peculiarities as being expressed through our culture, traditions, and rites. Show for the first time, we have two segments. The first one is LTT, which means let us travel together. On this segment, we visit places in Nigeria. We learn about their cultural diversities, histories, findings, and many more. The second segment is a spotlight segment. On spotlight segment, we talk about events, findings, and even talk about people who are full of wonders. Special thanks to everyone who took their time to message me that they enjoyed the last show. On today's episode, we'll be going to a particular state in southeast Nigeria, and on the second segment, we'll be talking about a cultural event in the eastern parts of the country that link up the whole ethnic group of that region. With this introduction, let's travel together to the state that we'll be talking about today.
Obonedene nankete butaratam Boraje washani hashafu kwele Ekwose kweno wano gakwata kwano yozo
Nambo ntono ise ishiesa Bawa ayeje wa madanda kwa shirike nuku Obe
Oyodo kodo bofo wuro matanja bawa
ayeje wa madanda kwa shirike
Yodo God ma photo wuru matanja o
ayeje wa matanda kwa shirike
Abara biaga na ebe no abugo daye mara
ayeje wa matanda kwa shirike
Ase no biara biaga na ebe no abugo daye jaye
ayeje wa matanda kwa shirike Iya Obe Ikorobia
Omenana dukwa mmanụ ọkwa ihe eji mara Igbo bụ omenala ọkwa ihe eji mara anyị bụ omenala.
Enugu is the capital of Enugu State, Nigeria. It is located in southeastern Nigeria. The name Enugu is derived from two Igbo words, Enu, Ugu, meaning hilltop, denoting the city's highly geography. Enugu Ungwa is one of the 10 villages that made up the Ungwa clan, often referred to as the children Ungwako, the ancestral founder of the clan.
King of traditional high life.
It is believed that one called positioned Udenogo, his warrior son on top of the hill Enugu, to protect the clan from invaders. Enuguama Udenogo, that is Enugu, the land of Udenogo. Since the 17th century, the location of the present-day Enugu has been inhabited by the Nike subgroup of the Igbo people. One of the Enugu's neighborhoods still retains the village name as Ogui. The Nike used slaves for defense strategy, placing slave camps at the edge of the territory so that it was harder for an enemy to access the freeborn. The Nike people were allied to the Aro people who formed the Aro Confederacy in 1690 to 1901. Which was an Igbo organization that controls slave trading in Enugu area.
Oh yes.
Along the Aro people who came to trade from Aro Chuku in the south were the Hausa people who came to trade from the north. The Hausa traders provided horses to the Nike, which were used for rituals by the Igbo. Both the Aro and the Hausa migrated back and forth to what is now the city of Enugu and were considered foreigners to the area.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
The first European settlers arrived in the area in 1909, led by a British mining engineer named Albert Kiston in his quest for silver.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
He discovered coal in Udi Ridge. The colonial governor of Nigeria, Frederick Lugard, took a keen interest in the discovery, and by 1914, the first shipment of coal were made to Britain.
Oh yes.
Enugu became the capital of the eastern region after Nigeria independence in 1960, and the succession of territorial adjustments in 1967, 76, and 1991 led to Enugu becoming the capital of what is now Enugu State, which is also known as the capital of the Igbo land. Despite its name meaning hilltop in Igbo language, Enugu lies at the foot of escarpment and not a hill. Enugu is located in the Cross River Basin and Benue Through and has best developed coal in this area. Presbyterian basement rock in this region is overlaid with sediment bearing from coal from the Tertiary and Tertiary age. Coal seams in Enugu coal districts measure between 1 to 2 meters, that is 3.3 and 6.6 feet in thickness, and the reverse has been estimated to be more than 300 million tons. Enugu Hills at the extreme may reach an elevation of 1,000 meters, that is 3,300 feet. Islands surrounding Enugu for the most part are the other lane by sandstone, while the lowland are underlain by the shale. Much of these escarpments stretching from Enugu to Olu has been ravaged by soil and gorilla erosion. Other geological features in Enugu include the Nike Lake near the Nike Lake Hotel has been built.
Okay, bubete netem.
Oba.
Obonete.
Oh yes.
Obonete.
Oh yes.
Obonete.
Oh yes.
Obonete.
Oh yes.
Obonete toke baka bubu.
Oh yes. Makakewa. Oh.
Obonete.
Oh yes.
Obonete.
Oh yes.
Obonete tanom banke gula hawa. Oye webe kwa ite ma. Oye ne webe kwa tano. Jaka ne ku opa nebe.
Oh yes. Makakewa.
The Ekulu, Asata, Ogebete, Aria, Ida, and Iamba rivers are the 6 largest rivers located in the city. The Ekulu River is the largest body of water in Enugu urban, and its reservoir contributes to the part of the city's domestic water supply. The discovery of coal deposits on Enugu farmland down the valley attracted people from all and sundry to the newly discovered wealth in search of means of living.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, Makakewa.
Nasim yadawa. Yadawa.
Yeah.
Ekwene kono tena bako hane te kono wa.
Oba.
Agi bonasi mun ekwene kono tena bako hane te kono wa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Abra. Abe kundo bai.
Shakure you and
Ndi boma kayinu wore te. Abe wumi bonine. Aye no bra.
This marked the call of the first urban settlement of what is today known as Enugu, started as Ungwo land, and it was called Enugu Ugwo until when it attained township status. The word Ungwo was removed for the convenience of pronunciation. Thus, a village of Ungwo clan gave birth to a city which today has grown into a mega city. Still growing, engulfing and surrounding Ukanu town of Nike and Akuno and stretching towards Nkeke and Emame. the Beauties in our land with Ebenezer Toba Ilori on Radio AUA 90.3 FM. I hope you've been enjoying every beat of today's program. We're knowing about Enugu today and our Beauties. Up next is a spotlight segment, and in today's show, we'll be talking about a masquerade festival in southeast Nigeria, and it is believed that the event connects all Igbo together. What exactly is that festival? That is why I am the guide, and that is why you are here to enjoy the show. So let's get down to it now. As a northern Igbo city, Enugu shares cultural traits with its neighboring towns. Two important Igbo traditional festivals take place in Enugu annually, the Imanwu Festival and the New Yam Festival. Is a traditional masquerade of the Igbo people of the southeastern Nigeria. They are performed only by the males in exclusive secret society and involve the use of elaborate colorful costumes that are meant to evoke ancestral spirits. The word Umanwu is an Igbo word, means spirit of the dead. It is a combination of two Igbo words, Umo or Ma, which means spirit, and On, which means death. This refers to the purpose behind Umanwu, which is to create physical representation of spirits and ancestors through the endowment of the marks. Masquerade tradition have a very range of purposes that span from performing elements of epic drama derived from the community cosmology and law, ushering in new months and season, honoring totems and ancestral spirits, enactments of parables or myths, with entertainment and community building serving as a consistent commonality. In the past, masquerades also bore judicial, social, regulatory, and even policing powers. However, though these functions have deceased in modern times. The Imanwu Festival takes place in November and features various types of masquerade that each have a name. To the Igbo, there are two basic types of masquerade, visible and invisible. Visible masquerade. The masquerades are visible and are meant for the public. They are often more entertaining. Masks used for a visually appeal for their shapes and form. In this visual masquerade, performance of harassment, music, dance, and parodies are acted out. These dramatic performances often depict stories of daily life with a moralistic bent that they highlight the social norms of Umanwu so closely enforced. The local instruments used in this depiction are integral to the spiritual intention of the stories, and the actual marks themselves include a great deal of artistic drama. has been argued that this has been the most resilient types of Ma'un since the others have sometimes lost prominence with changing social institutions and structures. Ceremonial Ma'un has been incorporated into other religious celebrations, such as inclusion of Ma'un in Igbo Christmas and Easter parades. The invisible masquerade take place at night. Sound is the main tool for them. The masqueraders use his voice to scream so as to make it heard throughout the village. The marks used are usually fierce looking, and their interpretation is not only fully understood by the society members. These invisible masquerades call upon silent village to strike fear in the heart of those who are not initiated into their society. The invisible masquerades can be broken down into three groups: Achikwocha or Achiko Oji, Agumono, and Ogbagu. Achikwocha, that is white masquerade, acts as village surveillance. The entertainment activities include singing, joking, and dancing. Achikwoji, that is black masquerade, is the other side of Achikwocha masquerade. This is performed not only to protect the village, but also when there's going to be a punishment or execution of a criminal. The second group of this invisible masquerade is Agumono, that is leopard spirit. In this masquerade, horrible screaming sounds are produced to create fear. The third category is strictly used for dance entertainment. Ma'un is a way for Igbo people to regulate and discipline members of their society. Ma'un will work alongside with Igbo community political assembly, often stepping into action when the political assembly has reached a stalemate in a certain issues. They work to execute predetermined and long-standing social norms, often using symbolic messages. The Ma'un is a silent example of an informal organization. Nkita Oko represents an eager and stubborn teenager that carries fire and lights the fire from a torchlight on people's earth. Adama represents an elegance of an Igbo woman and the ideal of maidenhood. Oga represents a masquerade that appears in daytime and makes sure all is good. The Ma'un practice is limited to male participants, and there are strict rules governing how each gender interacts with masquerade. Men are solely responsible for the creation, care, and the use of the marks. The induction of members into the marks-making society serves as a male rite of passage in some Igbo societies. Some men are masqueraders. They are buried within their home so their spirit may be close to their families and return to the earthly world from time to time to offer spiritual advice. Conversely, women are prohibited from touching the marks or even understanding the spiritual meaning behind the marks. Women are able to observe the ceremony and many to do so, but they are careful to keep their distance. Both genders work to maintain the secrecy surrounding the ceremony, as it is forbidden to share the process outside the marks-making society. This is still the Beauties in our land with Ebenezer Toba Ilori on Radio UA 90.3 FM, and we discuss about Ma'un Festival of the Igbo people. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of today's program. Remember, in today's program we talked about the Nike people that reside in the current Enugu State, and we also learned that the word Enugu is from two words, which is Enu and Ogu. And the last segment we talked about the Ma'un Festival of the Igbo people. Did you enjoy today's show? If yes, then reach me on 081-3530-4230. Special thanks to everyone who makes this program a success. More importantly, the crew of production led by Victor Akimpelumi. Until next week, remember that whoever has his clan member as friend is richer than a man who has everything and live alone. Goodbye.